This is the new 2025 Toyota Grand Highlander Nightshade Edition. So what are its features, how does it drive, and can it conquer our off-road test trail? Well, we're going to find out right now on Driving Sports TV. This episode of Driving Sports TV is brought to you by OnX Offroad. Click the link below to save 20% off your new membership using the code DSTV. The Grand Highlander is an excellent option for families that need a three-row vehicle like a van, but want the looks and added functionality of an SUV. The fact that it's a hybrid is an added bonus. The trim that Toyota sent us out is the new Nightshade. Now this is based on the pretty well-loaded Limited, but it has the extra benefit of having blacked out grille, side mirrors, and badges. So it is that much cooler. Price as it sits here with optional panoramic view monitor, panorama roof, and some extras, you're looking at $56,818 US, including destination. Under the hood of our test unit is the base 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine combined with a set of electric motors for a total output of 245 horsepower. All-wheel drive is standard, with power going to the rear wheels through a dedicated electric motor. There is no drive shaft from the front to the back. EPA rates economy at 36 miles to the gallon in town and 32 on the highway. Like most hybrids, this is more efficient in stop-and-go traffic. There are 3 drive modes available: Sport, Eco, and Normal. Plus, it also has a trail mode. We'll test all of these a little bit later in the video. Maximum towing capacity of this hybrid trim is 3,500 pounds. It is interesting to note, however, that if you get the standard turbo petrol model or the Hybrid Max, those can tow up to 5,000. Wheels are blacked out 20-inch alloys wrapped in Continental cross-contact all-season tires in a 255/55 R20 fitment. In the back, you do get an epic amount of cargo space. With all the seats folded flat, you're looking at 97.5 cubic feet overall. Can you sleep in it? Well, I'm 6'1" and I fit pretty easy. I can even fit almost all the way up in the middle. And because of the curve to the back here, it makes an excellent bench with weather protection. Under the floor are tools and a temporary spare tire. In the side pocket, you get access to a 12-volt starter battery. Back here, there's also a 1200-watt AC power socket. The third row is basically for children or adults with shorter legs, but the second row captain chairs are quite accommodating. Here I have access to my own climate controls, in addition to heated seats, second row power, a reading light, and privacy screens. A removable center bin makes cleanup easy. Up front, you do get an interior that is useful and modern, and a bit on the bland side. I mean, it is gray upon gray upon gray. I like the design, I just think the colors could use a little pop. But this is, of course, a Nightshade edition, so I guess they're at least being consistent here. In the middle, we get a 12.3-inch digital display. This is, of course, a touchscreen, and it is running the latest infotainment software that you see on all Toyota and Lexus vehicles. It is a homegrown system. It includes pretty comprehensive maps. It has XM satellite radio. You get adjustments for lots of settings on the vehicle, which is great, and you can integrate mobile devices through wireless Apple CarPlay or wireless Android Auto. And that brings me to the sponsor of this video, OnX Offroad. We love OnX Offroad for planning our off-road adventures. Which trails to drive? How hard are they? Are they even open? OnX Offroad provides all that information in addition to tools to help plan and organize your next adventure. Have you watched one of our mini road trip videos? We use OnX Offroad to plan and navigate every adventure. And right now you can get 20% off your premium or elite membership to OnX Offroad with the code DSTV. That's of course an abbreviation for Driving Sports TV. Look for the link in the video description below or click this QR code. This trim comes standard with the upgraded JBL sound system. There are 11 speakers throughout, and it is decent, though it's nothing to really write home about. The seats are leather trimmed here. They're quite nice, very comfortable. I get a lot of power adjustments, and of course they're both heated as well as ventilated. Steering wheel is leather wrapped, feels really good. We have controls for the digital gauge cluster on the left here. You can put in lots of customized information as well as customize the look of it, which is a really nice touch. And then on the right here, we have some of the active safety features, specifically the adaptive cruise control with the lane centering. We'll test that when we hit the road in a moment here. As far as other safety stuff, we of course get collision mitigation, blind spot warning, and then we also get a surround view camera system with tracking lines, which is pretty cool. I can even change the color of the vehicle to match the vehicle that I'm driving, which is neat. Right, so I think that's it for the tour. Let's take this out on the road, see how it drives, and then we're going to bring it back here to our Peninsula Proving Grounds to put its trail mode to the test. Let's do it. Oh, let's see if we can roll out in EV mode. EV mode unavailable, hybrid battery low. It's always the case. So it does have an EV mode, but of course this is a very small battery. So it only will let you do up to like 25 miles per hour. And even at that, it'll only let you do it for a few minutes. It's like the creeping in at night mode. Not actually useful as an EV. That's what a plug-in electric hybrid is for, is that has a much larger battery, so you can actually EV it up all the time. This one is more about economy and family utility. But how is it for performance? Let's see. Run out and stomp it. It's got a little kick. So this is the mid-range engine available across all the Grand Highlanders. You of course have a turbo 4-cylinder. This is a turbo 4 hybrid, and then you have a higher output version. That is the iForce Max one, which, that one has a lot of punch. But let's see how much punch this one really has with a 0 to 60. So for the 0 to 60 run, I'm going to put it in sport. There's nothing really else to do. I'm not going to preload the turbo because this is a hybrid. Our low-end starting performance comes from that electric motor, which has maximum torque at 0 RPM. Stop completely. This is unscientific. This is not a completely level road, just to let you know. 3, 2, 1, go. Ooh, good kick off the line. Kind of losing steam at the mid-range a little bit. And 60. 7.5 seconds. Pretty impressive. This is faster in 0 to 60 than a Land Cruiser is that has, what, an extra 100 horsepower? Yeah, so it's not always about horsepower. Sometimes it's how you use it. So let's talk about the powertrain differences between what's in this and in the new Toyota 4Runner. The 4Runner is a body-on-frame SUV, and it is a hybrid like this is, but that uses a hybrid that is integrated into the transmission. It is more for power than it is for economy. The 4Runner uses a mechanical four-wheel drive system. It is a true four-wheel drive with a drive shaft going down the middle and a low range. This one, it's an electric all-wheel drive. Those rear wheels are only connected to an electric motor. There's no drive shaft connecting the two physically. And this one is also more of a reactive system. That is, it will push power to the back when it feels it needs it. Now, there are some situations where it just puts power back there, such as when you're starting, you're accelerating, things like that. It knows to put power to the back instantaneously. This is a lot different than those early all-wheel drive systems that you would find on a lot of family crossovers. Those systems used hydraulics, and hydraulics required wheels to do complete rotations before it would kick in power to the rear. This one, it's electric. It does it instantaneously. So it's going to be imperceptible to most drivers. The benefit, though, is economy. You don't have the drag of the drive shaft down the middle. It just adds power when you need it and cuts it off when you don't. It's kind of a perfect setup. Now, theoretically, they could program that rear drive motor to be on all the time. However, for efficiency, it just doesn't make any sense. And let's be reasonable about what the target audience is of this vehicle. This is for the family that says, no way am I buying a minivan, but on the other hand, I kind of would really like a minivan. It is the crossoverification of the minivan. And I think it's actually kind of brilliant, you know? It drives really nice. It has excellent economy for its size, and the power is good. Do you need the hybrid max system? I would say realistically, probably not. But some people want more performance out of their vehicle, and I am not going to complain about that. I'm right there with you. But I think for people who are looking, from a practicality perspective, this vehicle, the power output is just great. I mean, I've got plenty of passing power here. No big deal. So we do get a couple of drive modes here, and it's interesting how they kind of set it up in a dial design, yet it's not actually a dial, it's just push buttons. Right now we're in sport, and yeah, it's got punch. It's going to use more of that electric battery. It's going to use more of that rear wheel drive power when it can. Yeah, really nice. Now going down to eco, this is of course going to eke out efficiency. Not only does it slow up the throttle pedal so that you have to push more throttle to get more juice, it's also going to be slower to respond to a lot of things because it's those quick inputs that really kill your economy. But with this one, it's going to keep things more subdued. It's going to keep things pretty chill. And the benefit is, of course, more fuel economy. And then, of course, we have normal, which is just kind of a mix of the two, and probably how most people are going to drive this. Although I do like that, you get in, you can just boom, button. That's my mode. No dials, no looking at gauge clusters. It really makes the drive modes very accessible. One thing that I really appreciate here, and a lot of car makers are starting to go back to this, is they actually give me physical buttons for all of my aircon and my seat heating and cooling. That's just fantastic. And this is a dual zone climate control here. Actually, it's a tri-zone because we also have a third set of controls in the second row. And of course, I can also toggle that up here to override the kids if they're being obnoxious and turning the fan all the way to high, which kind of bugs me sometimes, when they don't need to do that. So the road we're on right now is kind of an imperfect county road. It's a little undulating, it's a little bouncy. And the suspension here is soaking it up perfectly. There's no notes on this suspension for a fixed rate suspension. I mean, it doesn't adjust when you go into your drive modes or anything like that. It is what it is. And for roads like this, I'd say it's about as good as you're going to get in the sub $100,000 class. Not only is it comfortable to drive, it doesn't look as dorky as a van. Sorry, van owners, they do look a little dorky. But you get all this utility and all this space, which is excellent. Basically, as soon as you have kid number 2, get one of these, and your transportation will not be an issue. This does come standard with Toyota Safety Sense, the latest version of it. That means it has collision mitigation, blind spot warning. Actually, those side mirrors are heated too, which is a nice touch. And of course, you also get adaptive cruise control with lane centering. I'm going to go ahead and turn that on. The nice thing about Toyota is you hit one button and it activates at the speed that you're going. It's just easy. I like easy. So what we're doing right now is we're lane centering here. It's going to basically track the vehicle in front of us up to our maximum target speed. We're currently targeting around the speed limit, so we're doing fine, and there's no traffic here because we live in the middle of nowhere. But with adaptive cruise control turned on, it'll basically pace the vehicle in front of me up to a target speed, and it'll even center me in the lanes. This is really good for long distance trips. So let's see how well it tracks around the corner. Take my hand off the wheel, and ooh, really good job lane centering here. It's going around a corner, which is pretty amazing. It will eventually tell me to put my hands on the wheel. Yep, there we go. Lane trace assist unavailable soon. One little note about economy, I have not been taking it easy. You've been seeing me drive on camera here, and I'm still averaging 32 miles to the gallon, almost 32 miles to the gallon, according to the built-in calculator, which is excellent. Vehicles this big with all-wheel drive typically do not get that in the real world. So, bravo Toyota. Is it exciting? No, no, it is not. But I think if you're shopping for something like this, excitement isn't really what you're looking for. You're looking for practicality, you're looking for, decent looks, you're looking for modern tech, and it's just easy. There's physical buttons here. There's the spare tire in the back. This thing, it's just easy to drive and easy to live with. We've tested all the features. We've driven it on the road. This thing is like the perfect family vehicle. But But can you take your family into the mountains? Well, we're going to find out right now at our Peninsula Proving Grounds, where we're going to put the trail mode to the test. The drive-in here is actually a great time to see how this all-wheel drive system cuts power into the back. Oh yeah, soon as there's a little slip, boom, we get power back there. Really nice. I mean, I'm not saying it's a rally car, but you know, for normal people, it'll totally do. We're going to kick off our tests here by going through the fun forest. Depending on how well it does there, we might move it on to more challenging trails. We're going to do some side-to-sides and look for power to start leaving the system by wheels spinning, and then brakes are going to grab that wheel, which will then transmit power to the rest of the system. Okay, we're going to put it into trail mode. And one thing we have to definitely consider here is this is not a rugged off-roader. It has 8 inches of ground clearance, which is actually pretty good, but the approach angle is only 16.9 degrees. Breakover, that is, being able to go over objects, is 16.8 degrees, and departure is 22.3. So none of those measurements are really that good for anything that you're going to take off-road. But if you're going to a trailhead, you very well might run into roads like these, at least in the Pacific Northwest. So on the breakover here, we'll probably rub because we have a 116.1 inch wheelbase, which is a little bit, you know, longish for an off-road SUV. The Land Cruiser and 4Runner both have a 112 inch wheelbase, so we have about 4 inches longer here. Any rubbing? Oh, no rubbing. Great. Let's continue. That gas engine just kicked in though, and it turned off again. Okay, we're going to move along here. We're going to start lifting some wheels. And the idea here is to let the system do all of the work. You only use momentum when we need it. So add throttle, look for that wheel braking outside to move us forward. Now you have to keep the throttle in because it's actually figuring it out. And there we go. Kicks in those brakes. Just keep on going. Now we're going to go deep into the hole with that rear driver's side wheel. And then we try to climb out. Is it pulsing that wheel, moving us forward? Boom, there we go. And then final climb out. This is where it actually has to like lift the vehicle, and out we go. Nice. Let's move on to something a little more challenging, shall we? Now we're going to head over to our mogul course to really put this system to the test. So this mogul course is very similar to what we just did. However, there's more moguls and we are going up a slight incline. So it does make it a little more challenging. Now, do we have a trail camera here? Kind of. It's a front view camera, but it's not really a trail camera. Toyota does have that in some other vehicles, but not in this one. Okay, then we're going to start our way in, hit our first hole there. Come on, you got this. And now we're going to put this wheel in a hole. Kind of a little hard to see on this monitor, but first we got to get to the hole. We got the one on the left here. Wheels are shifting power around. I'm just keeping like 5% of throttle so we don't lunge forward, because once you actually get grip and you lunge forward, that's when you can break stuff. This is our big tipper right here. See if we can work our way into here. See those brakes shifting power around? Just doing very gradual. The pulsing is really heavy on this. Oh, okay, so because of the extra wheelbase, this hits different than other vehicles, and we didn't get that really, really high tilt that we normally get. But it is interesting that I'm actually getting wheel spin here, which is usually not a problem. Come on. Great. Well, I mean, it works. It does what it's supposed to. Now let's do the sand slide and wrap this up. This is perhaps the hardest. Let's go ahead and turn off that alarm. because we're on a slight tilt. It's going to lift that passenger rear wheel, and it has to like heave the whole vehicle up and over what is a relatively loose surface. I'm adding more throttle, more throttle. I'm giving it half throttle now. It's figuring it out. Yes, these tires are awful, but work with me here. And it gets us forward. So it takes a moment to figure it out, but it really does an excellent job of eventually shifting that power as it escalates the amount of power that it's applying. Ooh, yeah, a little rub there. That hole was a bit much for it. Okay, well, so that's the 2025 Toyota Grand Highlander Nightshade Edition. I think overall you get a really good quality vehicle here. I mean, it seems to be built very well. Everything is tight. There's no rattles. It looks good, although a little bit on the bland side, and it has enough trail capability to get you up to pretty much any trailhead. If you're going to be hitting trails anything harder than what we did today, you should definitely look at moving up to the Toyota 4Runner if you want to stay in the Toyota family, or you can even go up to like a Jeep Grand Cherokee. What do you think? Would you get this? Would you get a 4Runner? Would you get a Grand Cherokee? Would you get something totally different? Post a comment below. For Driving Sports TV, I'm Ryan Douthit. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, share videos. We make them for you. I hope you enjoy them, and we'll see you again right here on the next video. Also, don't forget to support our sponsor, OnX Offroad, and you can save 20% off a new membership using the code DSTV.